because I'm masculine and feminine doesn't mean I have to be all rainbows all the time. Alright. Hey guys, and welcome back to You Know What It Is. You've always know what this is. Talvin what? Talvin, yep. Talvin what? Talvin Talks. And you know what? I wanted to come to you guys today to let you know that no, I didn't go to Gay Pride, and the reason being is not just financial. I really believe that, you know, what the LGBTQ plus narrative is following of late isn't that ties into everyday conversations I have with my fellow LGBTQ plus community, face to face and in person. Now there are a small minority of a group, I think, that are just based on social media that find it within their moments, their time, their hearts to mess around on all social media platforms such as, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, which I hate using, which I don't. And amongst that society, it's developed into these little groups that represent apparently us as humans, and I'm just sort of like focusing on the LGBTQ plus at this moment because it's dear to me. And whilst, you know, I had to think to myself, why do I like Pride? I like Pride because just like going down the gay quarter to party, my straight mates love it. You have black, white, old, young, in a chair, standing up, all having fun, and that's the way it should be. You know, I think that brings it back to the old groovy times in the 70s. Now, I'm a millennial, I'm not a Gen Z, but I'm definitely clued up with what's going on, and what I think is going on won't last. It's only grabbing people in a momentary crazy state that will be regretted later in life, and that comes into all crazy dynamics. Do you know what I mean? And I make myself exposed, as in to say and show that the things I've had to witness and overcome myself in my personal life, abuse, pain, negativity that comes at me all the time, I just always find that there's a better option on the other side. And whilst also these bad things could be happening to me, I don't question, thank God, I don't question, excuse me. Yeah, I don't really question my journey anymore. If there's things that I need to learn from and move from and work with, I'm starting to do it, because how much more can I delay of my life when I know what's right, I know what's wrong. We all do deep down. There's a conscious understanding of where we're at, of where we are at, and where we need to be, and where we want to be, and where we should be, and where we can be, and all the rest of it. But we are in a state of denial, a lot of us, and me for one, I'm pulling myself out of it, you know. I'm no longer chasing anything that I think I can't reach at this current moment, and anything that I have achieved has been in the direction of where I want to go. But to have confidence of where I need to be and to place myself there would take a bit of a weird and strange time that I think we all need to take for ourselves. I think you need to do that. And anyway, that's why I didn't go to Pride, because I think I can definitely represent myself, because I'm masculine and feminine doesn't mean I have to be all rainbows all the time. What gives me the rainbow and colours is because, one, I love the rain, two, all through my adversities and crazy times, I thought of colours and bright things. That is just my personality, gay or straight if it may be. Just so happens that I'm a gay man. Oh, I think this light is a bit bright. Let me change this light. It's a bit bright. Come on, light. I don't know. I like this blue. I really do like this blue. Okay. Well, that's a nice warm colour. Anyway, so do I stick with this one? Yeah, so I want to talk on topic. Now listen, I've never really been the person to have holidays, trips here and there, left, right and centre. I hustle and bustle the best I can to make the smallest of ends meet. In and out of work, save this, save that, try this, try that, work on my mental health this, work on my mental health that. And firstly, I want to start with, I'm going away with a friend of mine, and we're planning a holiday. Two idiot guys together, one straight, one gay. Gay one is obviously me. And I've always just wanted like the bro frat kind of party. I'm obviously not going to be banging a load of girls, and I'm sure he's not the kind of guy to be doing that. And I'm not going to be banging loads of guys either, and vice versa. Though we don't mix up, trust me. Totally straight, totally gay. That's where we stand. We're planning this holiday. We're trying to figure out between our two Libra heads. We're trying to figure out where to go for cheap, for a realistic saving budget, on a realistic saving budget. And it's been a bit difficult, but we've come up with a couple of ideas like Gran Canaria, somewhere in Spain, Turkey. And for me personally, I'm the kind of person, if I want to go on holiday, I've always thought to myself, and no offense, I thought, what represents in Britain, I wouldn't really want to travel anywhere like that. I'd want to go somewhere different. If I'm going to travel somewhere like the Caribbean, Africa, where else? India, Brazil, you know, I don't know, somewhere that's got a bit of, you know, what we see on TV, the sort of like sun, sea and sand sort of thing. It's challenging when I've recently had death in the family, and when it comes to having a relative pass away from the sea, and especially knowing that life is so short and that things can happen within a moment. That was in a space of a month. But it's empowered me to consider and be reminiscent on all that is good, all that is great, and to keep up with that and focus on that, if anything, because at the end of the day, that's kind of all you have at the end of the day. Correct. And yeah, so I'm planning life around that. Also, guess what, guys, you know I sing song, right? And to be honest, I never tell you guys this much, but I'm constantly singing, writing songs, and crap at producing, but I'm trying to develop my own artistry together before showcasing something so sensitive to me. Though outside of the scenes, which I have not documented, which I will soon, and maybe I just should do it just raw, is I've been participating in music performance again, and I had a performance at the Mac in Cannon Hill Park in Birmingham, the UK, if you're not from around here, where I am. And that was nerve-wracking, but looking back on one of the glimpses somebody kind of captured, it empowered me, and seeing where I was, what I've worked hard on, come forth. And speaking of what I have worked hard on come forth, working on Talvin Talks, I've not been consistent. Like I said, I've had adversities, craziness happening to me. And even, should I drop this? A couple years ago nearly now, I was beat up and sexually assaulted, and the police done nothing. All the meantime, I'm fighting through, trying to do the Talvin Talks, trying to deal with life's adversities, losing 2 friends, and dealing with my own mental health from traumas of the past that, whilst I'm aiming to get over, they added a hindrance to my progress. And you know, in all that to say, I'm aiming to do better, and I want to do better. And whilst I'm doing better, I want to teach people that you can do better, you can make better, you can create better. In fact, you can start with thinking better, and it does start with you. Now, we're all crazy in thinking that selfish means you got to be hard-hearted, be mean to everyone, and step on everybody. That is not the case. You just have to be sure and strong in who you are and where you're going. And sometimes you chase things that are not for you. You know, you might just want to prove a point and do something to achieve it when it's not for you. Now, my creativity has always been a way to reach out, express, all the rest of it. But my lack of confidence and damaged ego from it was even created had its way of working, and the way it worked was with heart. And I suppose I was attached to a lot of guilt that I shouldn't have carried. And now that I'm aware what is not mine concerning the guilt, and to be able to express myself, I can do it completely with love and with a cause, not feeling guilty that I may get a certain attention because I look unusual or something stands out about me, and or I come across quite articulate so I can get things out. Doesn't mean I'm brightly intelligent. I research and learn a lot of things because I've had to use the best of my tools, and that's just it. Tools, we all have them, but we don't know where they're located, and we're not always directed. And it seems to me, no matter your upbringing, from benefit street to a middle class, you always have a moment, or your upbringing has a moment in those vital times to miss the boat and the target of the things that you're supposed to learn to help you progress. And that is sad and unfortunate. And yes, there are people that make it through. Yes, there are people that don't. But the main thing is to always try. And to try means that we need to be encouraged, regardless of the state we like to show up with in the world, whether negative or positive. It's all from an insecure state of something. We can always have an opportunity to feel what we want to feel and find out who we really are. And it starts with focusing on you, how you eat, what makes you sick. Find out what makes us as humans sick in general. Find out general information, then find what relates to you and try and make it work. You can at least try your best. I mean, the thing is, you're feeling suicidal, feeling crap, feel like you don't want to be here, but you're living. And I get that there's that phrase that you don't want to kill yourself, but you don't want to live either, or you hate living, and that can show up really bad in the world. You know, if you're actually trying to be active whilst feeling like that, you can be very bitter, or you can have a negative input and somebody's last bit of hope. And so find out what's stressing you out, what's keeping you feeling in that negative way, and get rid of it, eliminate it, or minimalize it to a point where you can at least function as the better part of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Now, my therapy come to a close. I waited ages for it. I've always known that therapy is good because at a young age, at 16, going through craziness, I was put into it by chance, but it worked out brilliant in my favor. Apart from God, we need to do our own works also. And I have always known that if there are things that are stopping me propelling forward, that I need to address them. And if I don't have confidence in the surrounding comforts that people normally do, or I should be getting it from, I can at least find it in a structure to where it is able and willing to encourage the best of my behaviors. Does that make sense? And that is therapy. So I kind of know that's always worked. And whilst that's come to a close, thank goodness I waited a while for it. I'm being referred to a more long-term intent, because given the traumas that I have faced, it's only but left me with struggles that, being mid-age now, it's kind of something I can't allow to get in the way. And whilst I was looking for love for a long time, I'm learning to love myself, and I didn't realize that takes time. So whilst I may have thought people are selfish or inconsiderate, that could have been my own insecurity, thinking because I give so much without question, that whilst I thought I didn't expect it back, it hurt when I didn't receive it back. So I kind of did, if that makes sense. So no matter how good or bad you are, there's things to always question and analyze. And in saying that, to say, I'm also taking part in, like I told you, in Cypher Fireside in Birmingham. They have a beautiful little theatre called Geese Theatre that work with mental health. Now, with Geese Theatre, they've brought through many dynamics of ex-users, people who are still using, or mental health severities that mainstreamly are not getting the attention, and just people who are homeless, just passing through, looking for a moment to be themselves or find something that's going to work for them. And with these diversities and adversities all mixed and combined together, and complexities, I tend to find that it's easy for me to work in those moments because of my own dynamics. I find that I can be quite complex myself at times, so it's brilliant to work with people that get that. So with their different dynamics, we can all meet on the same equal ground of performance and expression. And what better way to represent something and use my talents to show that expression should be allowed. And there are people from their elderly age, mid-age, and very young that want to, and have done, expressed their characteristics. And the thing is, the whole point of performance, let me tell you this, say acting if you want to go there, and why I suggest anyone can try it and should try it, and it's therapeutic and worth funding, is because if you can place yourself in a scenario it can give you the sort of mental dialect to at least allow the thought process of you being and becoming maybe the person you want to be, or what you've learned, or people have told you encouragingly would be more beneficial for you. You know, I'm continuing doing my drawings, doing my art forms, and I'm just literally just being the whole artist that I am. And you know, I can have it all and all that I am. I don't want what you have got and all you have. I want some of your attention to me, to reflect and remind you to give attention to yourself. If we did all that for each other, then we all wouldn't miss out. We all can be aunties, uncles, fathers, cousins, brothers, mothers, lovers, friends to those that need it. And we can't choose who we give it to all the time. Usually if we choose to give it to certain people, it tends to get undermined, correct? Well, whereas life gives you these things, I'm sure in your darkest of moments there have been people that have been there, done it for you, worked it for you, and showed you that you can do and be the best of all you can be. So please guys, yes, like, comment and subscribe to my channel to spread the love of positivity and enjoyment. And like I'm telling you, you're watching my progress. It doesn't mean it has to be perfect, and I'm not following anyone else. I'm doing me, and I want you to do you, because that's how we show up in the world of being individuals. And if we're strong in who we are and know who we are, we can all hold up the different parts of the world as the pillars that we are, even if not in unison. Are all pillars in unison? No, they're not. Guess what they are? They're just balanced. Well, welcome to Talvin Talks, and I love you. And yeah, by the way, next guys, I want to start talking about dating and stuff, because I think I need to expose a few things about myself. Nothing too much, but a few things, just to help you along the way. I love you guys.